nobody watches us anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, so
you'll be fine. You'll be all right.
I brought at least 2 people with me, and one's my cleaning lady.
Right. What time do you
Good everybody? We're live now.
We're doing live.
What? Well, we'll fix that in post.
Prep time is over.
I missed the beginning. Can we start it again?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess we haven't started yet, but
okay.
We'll fix that now. Welcome aboard, everybody. Stay with us. We'll be back after our kick-ass theme song. Evening all, it's Tuesday night, it's 9:05 p.m., give or take. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. Thank you for sticking through our Superstation presentation of Krull. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Oh, as long as I get to use the word glaive on the show.
I'm upset I missed Krull.
Right?
I mean, we're all a little upset we missed Krull.
Still waiting on Krull too.
Keep waiting.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
I like how our audience is always low at the beginning of the show. Like they're trying to out fashionably late us. Like we start at 9:05 on purpose, right? But no, they're going to show up like 10 after. Anyhow, again, welcome to What's on Joe Mind. Of course, joining us here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Joe, Mark Weber.
That's right. Accent on the former. But good to be here, man.
Well, I'm glad it's former because otherwise you wouldn't be on the show and you wouldn't talk to us. So
I don't know that that's true.
You wouldn't be allowed to talk to us. Let's put that.
Okay, maybe that's fair.
Right. It's not by choice necessarily, but you wouldn't talk to us.
Well, remember when I was on the Joe brand, like Hasbro didn't even care about G.I. Joe, right? It was like, what? Who?
Right. Well, but even then, like you had to sneak around at JoeCon. The only time we got to talk to you, you and Daryl, was at JoeCon, and that's still better than the current team does.
Yeah, and believe you me, sneaking around as a 6'2" neon white redhead, not easy. But I'm surprisingly elusive when I need to be.
Do the old anyway, now I'll save that for another time.
Save it.
I don't want to turn off all of our audience just yet. They haven't even shown up yet.
Yeah, give them some time to get the drinks in, and then we'll work blue in the second hour.
Then I'll start.
Yeah.
And anyways. In the bottom row, he's our comics expert. We haven't quite figured out what that means for the future yet. But it's rack time, Rob.
Hi, everybody. You want to hear about my day at work? I don't either.
No. No, nobody cares about that shit, Rob. Not one person.
Yeah, I wish. There are days I wish I didn't have to. This was one of them.
It was called Rob, the Brave and the Bold.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great that the one thing I did to coach our guest was tell him, hey, don't curse in the first 5 minutes so we don't get demonetized. And what do I go and do? Curse in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, well.
If I hadn't drawn attention to it right there, I'd probably get away with it, but not now. Not now. Now I've gone and ruined everything.
Start over.
Well, I mean, if the door's open now, let's
right.
Right.
Might as well just shoot the moon. But in the bottom row, joining us from his hovel deep somewhere in the bowels of New York State, from the surveillance port, Eric Gordless is with the program for the very first time.
Thank you. I'm beyond honored to be here, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. For all of you watching, I'm so sorry that they made this awful choice, but we'll make it through the next couple of hours, I promise.
It's not the worst choice we've made. Hell, it's not the worst choice I've made today, frankly.
Speaking of worst choices, you mentioned I'm in New York. I'm not. I do what all New Yorkers do. I moved to Florida to die peacefully in the heat. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Perhaps of leprosy, if I've been reading the news correctly.
Oh, yes. It's a powerhouse of literacy down here.
Yeah.
So, yes, but please, back to you.
If you get nervous, just picture Mark in his underwear.
Yeah. Hey, we can make
I was
that
doing
happen.
that during the 50th
No,
anniversary.
no.
No,
It's pathetic.
no.
It's pathetic.
Two things. I do like the creatively placed surveillance port right behind your left shoulder there. That's well done.
Is there really?
Kind of looks like it a little bit.
I think that's a blackboard.
Yeah, no, that's where I write Morse code to those watching to please help. It's right over there.
Yeah.
Local
See what
police.
that gets you. See what that gets you.
See, I'm trying to throw people off the scent, man, because undoubtedly after 20 years of gathering news in this business, there's people looking for you. So I was trying to send them up to the Northeast, and you're like saying, "Oh no, I'm in Florida."
Look, nobody wants to go there anymore. He's safe.
Yeah. See, but here's the fun part. They would have to actually credit me for people to know where I am. So that's okay. You know,
That doesn't happen.
Oh well, you're fine.
Join my Patreon. Sorry. I digress.
We try to do that, right?
Yeah. We're big on the credit.
OnlyFans, guys. Come on. It's 2024. People like toes. It's horrible. But what can I tell you?
It's the internet in 2024. Just rip shit off.
Yeah. What's the big
Are
deal?
we 5 minutes in yet, Joe Colton?
No, not yet. I made it over the line. All right, bookies, you're all trash.
Right. We're at 6:30 at this point, Mark. So I don't care anymore.
Show's over.
I've already broken the seal. If we were at a bar, I'd be making my second trip to the bathroom. The seal is broken.
Right.
It is time to move on.
So we're good to go now? The restrictor plate's off?
I think so.
Let's fucking go.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Oh boy.
Wowzers. All right, well, let's get Christian.
Yankees.
I gotta find my community calendar upload. I don't know where it went.
Uh-oh.
I have so many buttons still.
You don't want to lose those things, Mike.
It's true. You don't want the sort of thing just running around unchecked.
Somewhere there's an NPR podcast that just fired it up, and their viewers are terrified.
I'm Terry Gross.
Right. It's just right before Sweaty Balls.
Right.
The musical.
I think this is it.
That sounds confident.
All right.
I think this is it. I don't know for certain. No, it's not.
It's Careless Whisper.
There's a new one for this week, and I apologize to AbsorbVids in advance. I don't know what I did with it, so it's gonna have to wait until next episode. But that's okay. We got a long way to go until we get to Joe Fest in the summer, when this story supposedly reaches its crescendo. So anyways, time for community calendar.
Wait a minute.
S-Dog says you need a gun so that the others know who is boss.
I'm the man that separates them. Princess of design swerving.
God bless you. God bless you.
All right.
First up, hey, coming up this weekend at the Metro Convention Center in Hickory. It's going to be another one of those inside pitch promotion shows. If you go, maybe you'll see Michael Gene Fleming. We don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if they get to all of them or who just gets to the one that's closest to him. I don't know. We'll take odds. It's going from 9 to 4. $5 gets you in the door. Kids 12 and under are free, which is good because when they get older, they get a little lippy.
Right.
So I'm certainly not taking one of those. Free parking at all shows. You can get all the information you need at InsidePitchPromo.com. What do we say about shows that don't have free parking?
They suck.
Don't go.
They're
Yeah,
bad
come
shows.
Oh.
Bad shows. Got to have free parking. If you're gonna not have free parking, you better have some serious celebrity endorsement.
That's right.
And Inside Pitch Promotion, I don't think they do celebrity endorsements, so free parking. That's how
Or
it should be.
A hell of a door prize. We'll
Right?
accept that for parking. Yeah. It's like a lotto ticket.
Validated parking. That's
Yeah.
your door price.
Oh, Eric, you gonna range up from Florida for this one? Is that too far?
I was going to. Then I looked over at my picture here, and I'm sorry that I look like an unlocked character. Sweet Jesus, could I not figure out the lighting before we get on this thing? But yeah, I would drive up. I'm looking to escape this state as quickly as possible so I can kill two birds with one stone and look for a new place to call home.
There you go.
The Carolinas seem like a good spot.
I don't know about that, but certainly nice enough to visit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, they have towns called Hickory.
Right? Hickory.
I like that. That's kind of pleasant and
It's rustic.
inviting.
That's you. You're a country boy from the beginning. It's perfect.
No, the tough part is that all of the folks like me from back home have started moving down here. And, you know, I just love how we all have to throw our weight around and outbid everything on everything. So, hey, why
Right.
not pay $27.95 for a gallon of milk? It's a good time. I bet you they don't do that over in Hickory, North Carolina.
No,
bet
you
probably not.
$2.50.
They got their own cows.
Dennis Fleming says, not this weekend, saving money for Joe Fest. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. Coming up also this weekend, if you're a little bit further north, you've got the Great Ohio Toy Show in Xenia, Ohio,
Ooh.
home of all the warrior princesses.
Mm-hmm.
But that is happening again on Saturday. That is from 9 to 5. Free parking there too, although it takes $10 to get you in the door. Early bird is, $6 gets you in. $10 is for early bird, which gets you in at 8 o'clock. They do have free parking. They will have food trucks in those free parking lots for you to spend the day, bring the kids, enjoy a nice hot dog. You make sure to visit the Roma Collectibles stand in Building 2. I believe Aaron and Kenny will be on hand there. Oh, Mark's got a visitor tonight.
Yep, just hanging out.
He's doing more of that lately. It only took us like 2.5 years, but he seems to be jiving with the Tuesday night visit with What's on Joe Mind.
Yeah, everybody else went upstairs, right? So now he's like, just you and me, buddy. We're hanging out.
You are his favorite, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm just working on my Blofeld right now. Right? Yeah.
Zaymot CGC says, I go to shows with free parking if they use a Monopoly house rule where you get paid if you land on the space. I think we would all go to that show.
Yeah.
We would all be at that show.
Sadly, it's also Monopoly money.
Right.
Oh,
Right. It's $500, but it's orange. I don't think people are going to take that.
Uncle Moneybags. What?
But
I
I think it's.
at Ross.
But again, 700 tables, dealers from all over the place. It's across 6-7 buildings. It's a whole lot of folks. The Great Ohio Toy Show is no small potatoes. But again, remember, visit our friends at Roma Collectibles in Building 2. They are the official vagabond hobo toy retailer of What's on Joe Mind.
mhm. They've got all their toys in a little red bag tied on the end of a stick. I'll just undo it for you.
Right? It's called a bindle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know
For
that.
everybody playing at
Yeah.
home. That's a bindle on the little bag on the stick.
Well, they got a bindle full of toys in Building 2 for you.
Joe Fan 84 says it's hard to grasp that I am 40 today. It doesn't feel like it.
It will.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, sir. I'll tell you though, 40 is not the age where things
Mm.
fall apart. 40 is the age we're conditioned to think that that's when it's supposed to happen, and then we get to 40 and everything's okay, and so we go about our merry lives, and then somewhere in that 42, 43 range, that's when it happens.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. You break a sweat just thinking about breaking a sweat.
Right.
It's life.
I did just now.
Yeah.
I did just now.
Oh, buddy, well, happy birthday. 40's awesome.
As my college professor once said, it's not the years, honey, it's the mileage.
Your archaeology professor?
Yeah, he was tough.
Right when he dug you out of the ground.
Dude, he said he had office hours, but he was never in there. Come on.
Well, yeah, it might have been after you put "love you" on your eyelids, and just
That never worked for me. I guess I didn't have the riz for that.
No. No. Anyhow. There's so many ways. There's so many things I want to say right now, but it's really not that kind of a show.
That's all right.
yet.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, but it's early. We may pivot.
We roll forward to April 12th to the 14th. That is Steel City Con. That's another big one. I'm really off center on this one, but guests include Christian Cage, John Carpenter, Gina Davis, Heather Graham, Ernie Hudson, who is somehow 78 years old, John Rhys Davies, the comedy stylings of Matt Rubin and Bart, Susan Sarandon, Booker T, Sting on Sunday only, and pretty much the entire cast of Beverly Hills 90210 and The Breakfast Club. So if you're a fan of those properties, go ahead and check out Steel City Con. Tickets and information available at steelcitycon.com. There's lots more guests in attendance than my paltry list, my one screen has room for. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, you got a few bucks laying around, hit up Steel City Con.
Hey, Mike, can you put Phil's comment up?
I was going to say, Firefly asked, will the rest of the police be there? I cannot confirm or deny. Phil says, this is awkward. There's a certain archaeology professor I'll be cosplaying as on Friday.
There's your chance, Mark.
Not with that beard. Not with that beard, you won't.
Right? I mean, Phil, we're not here to. Mark wasn't flirting with his archaeology professor's cosplayer. That guy's a dweeb.
Gonna have to. Stubble is fine, but you can't be rocking that beard.
No. No. I need video of Phil cracking a whip on YouTube. I need to see this. I need to see this happen. Just Phil taking on.
Right.
Well, I don't want to say who they are because that'll get us certainly demonetized. But we'll say foreign soldiers with his bullwhip. Well-dressed foreign soldiers.
The Hun.
Right. The Hun. Well done.
To quote Churchill, the Hun.
Phil says he's only cracked the whip once or twice. That's unfortunate, Phil. That's not making the most of your opportunities.
That's what kicked him out of his Devo audition.
Right? Kiwi GI Customs and Collection said, don't forget to hit that like button. That is the damn truth.
Yep.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do all the cool YouTube stuff. Share us in your social circles. Leave a big boy comment down below. Not just a live comment chat. Live comment chats are cool, but make sure you're leaving us a nice big boy comment down below. Really push that interaction because that's what counts on YouTube. That's what gets us seen.
If you're headed to Steel City Con, make sure to ask Christian why that I Quit match happened or why it was as bad as it was. Ooh.
It was good for a while, and then the ending was it kind of screeched to a stop, didn't it?
I was genuinely excited for that match until they had 6 other guys run in because that's what an I Quit match needs.
Right. And with when the babyface protagonist is doing worse things than the heel antagonist could have thought of. Yeah, that's not.
Well, those 6 guys were running in to get the guy who quits parking space.
I mean, once you add guys to it, isn't it a we quit match? Come on.
So it was Daniel Garcia and Mook Mookerson, right?
The guy with the big eyes. That guy.
That's our pet name for Daddy Magic, Mook Mookerson. Firefly says, what if I leave a big boy comment about Frisch's Big Boy?
Awesome.
We'll take it.
Yep.
You can take or leave tartar sauce on your cheeseburger. I'll be honest, I found that it wasn't that bad.
Maybe Frisch's Big Boy needs to fight Bob's Big Boy in an I Quit match. I'd buy a ticket for that.
Ooh, battle of the big boys.
Derek Holloman says it's a WCW match ending at its finest. I'd say it's a 2000 WCW match ending at its finest. That's for sure.
It's worth going to Steel City Con just to see Matt Rubin and Bart take on Susan Sarandon and Booker T.
Yeah, that will be a hell of a match.
It's going to be incredible.
for the Steel City Con Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Daredevil Dave's Jeeps and Joe's says he wants to see Sting versus Sting. That'd be a good match. Because musician Sting, he's older, but he's kept himself in pretty good shape too. I imagine they would both be doing stage dives onto folding tables and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling in his cod piece from Dune.
Good idea.
And diving off 20-foot tall ladders. Hey, that man's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. Joe Fan 84 is out the door, so we appreciate you, sir. You go and have a happy birthday. We'll be here on recording. You can always catch us later. He's got to run. He's got his son tonight. They want to play Uno, put together a Lego set. So Lord knows we're here on recording just for that.
Mm-hmm.
We did a show for 10 years before we found YouTube. So Lord knows we're used to people not hearing us live.
And happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. His show sounds better than our show. Just saying.
Yeah.
40.
I wonder what Lego set it is.
Uno and Legos? Jeez.
People
is it
40 years.
Is it one of those cool? Is it one of those like cool new space ones?
I don't know. People 40 years old, right about getting old. How has that not happened yet? How have we not had the G.I. Joe Lego set? I'm not talking about those cheaper third brand. You know, how have we not had an official Lego G.I. Joe something?
I mean, outside of Creo, you're exactly right, and there's a fan base out there for it. There was a gentleman who was making custom sets and selling them for a while of all your favorite vehicles made out of pure Lego parts, which is really neat. But
yeah,
it makes no sense. There's the Forever Clever brand, and what's really clever about Forever Clever is they made schmucks like me shell out money when I saw the beautiful old school artwork on the box, only to realize it was a round peg in a square hole. And, you know, I'm a little bit too patient, and I'm trying to show my son patience. So I'm like, no, buddy, these will stick together just fine. Give it a second. I promise you it'll work.
Just wait till the glue sets.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and we learned that day that when we use the Gorilla Glue brush, we don't want to get it over our hand, little buddy, while we're painting the piece, because now it's one with you for life, like herpes. So enjoy.
It's always with you, right?
Yes, sir.
I have a beachhead ammo bag stuck to the back of my arm for that same reason. There's a few of them that I managed to repair, but that's with me always.
Yep. And the sad thing is, it was a replacement one, so people think you're low rent. Yeah.
Right, it's one of these cream colored guys.
Yeah.
I can't reach it all the way over there.
It's the Gucci knockoff.
Yeah, it's the purse from his spring collection.
Oh, super foof.
Steve Young, 2-time first-team All-Pro quarterback, asks, Mike, the last video HCC 788 filmed was you lurking behind him, and no one has seen him. What did you do? What did you do? Truthfully, the lurking behind him was kind of an accident. We were standing there looking at the stuff he had bought at Kentuckiana, and I wasn't aware that he had his camera in his other hand, so he just started filming and talking about it. And I just didn't want to move and make a whole bunch of noise. And then he flipped the camera around, and I was there trying to be quiet. So, but Brian was just in England last week. He just came back a few days ago, so he's fine. I imagine he's quite tired still.
Mm-hmm.
But Jake Rose liked the Creo. Hasbro thought all there was Hasbro thought they're all that quote. I don't know what's going on there, but I wouldn't be surprised to one day see Lego have Joe. I think Joe needs a higher profile before Legos really happen. But I liked the Creo figures.
Yeah, fair.
I was not a fan of the Creo blocks nearly as much. I thought the Creo figures were better than the Lego figures. They had more posability. They had a little bit more going on. They were fun. But right. the Creo blocks were kind of
You know, that's fair, because Lord knows I put together that damn Terradrome one too many times on flat surfaces, and for some reason they were still curved and falling apart. So it lives in a box now under a bed, and I promise that one day, wife, I will move it. But that day's not today.
Daredevil Dave, pressing forward, what did I do? I didn't answer the question. That is true. Although I did lose $10 in that I had a bet going that I didn't think customs would let him back in the country. So I owe him a little money.
And now he calls everybody bruv.
Well, what Mike did was, have you ever seen the movie The Other Guys? You know, like where they keep like mailing Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg off to different places. That's it.
Same kind of thing. Rachel Salinas brought up Built to Rule.
Yeah, that wasn't any good.
Well, there was a pretty good Firefly, I remember.
Yeah.
And Hollow Point. I was
fun.
like, now I just got to shave down those Lego nubs on their forearms. And I got 2 new figures.
Yeah, there too. I didn't mind the figures so much, even with the Lego nubs, because again, they're coming with Lego style bricks. So sure, why not have the figures interact with that? But the blocks themselves were not great.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. And of course, we've got the St. Tammany Collector Con. That's happening April 20th, 21st down in Louisiana. And that's got the Sarge. It's got a bunch of other stuff. It's a bunch of other dudes that I've never heard of, but it's got the Sarge.
I mean, he's the headliner. That's
right.
Sure.
Look, they gave him the biggest picture, so
absolutely.
But you can check that out at StTammanyCollectorsCon.com. That is a 2-day show on the 20th and 21st. Kids 12 and under are free. Also free parking. Also food trucks. And hey, a board game room. So you can't beat that, man. You got a couple hours in the middle of the day. You don't want to necessarily spend all your money at once. Go chill out. Play some Scrabble.
Yeah. Meet you at the Parcheesi table, buddy.
That's how men settle disagreements.
Right. With a spirited game of Parcheesi, or maybe some backgammon.
Or perhaps Boggle.
Oh. Kind of guy.
Oh,
okay.
Boggle. I love Boggle. Phil with a cheap plug. If there was a YouTube channel that could compare the Forever Clever, Built to Rule, and Creo lines in a 1-to-1-to-1 comparison of their His Tank builds. Well, I mean, Phil, when you find that channel, be sure to let us know.
Is that the same channel? Is that the same channel that's going to bootleg WonderCon this weekend? Asking for
maybe. I don't know. You know, Phil ought to start a channel one of these days.
I know, really.
I mean,
he does a lot.
He really should. He has that ambition. You can see it in his eye.
He's got a drive. He's got a certain je ne sais quoi.
Call it, fill it up. We're good to go.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh no, that's not good at all. No.
Get your fill here.
Hey, Dustin Jeffrey says, I've got a free 4,543 hours. Let's play Risk.
Right?
He won't last
That'll
that
get
long.
you halfway through a game, yeah.
Right. Phil says, one of these days. But no, seriously, that video does exist. I've watched it. It's on Articulated Points. They may try, or well, they're going to try, but they may be able to live stream the Hasbro channel at WonderCon. Hasbro panel
awesome.
at WonderCon this weekend.
I hope
Providing
they
they
can
get in the
not
door.
that I have been telling everyone they're going to do that, as if it's factual and as if it's planned. So good luck, gents. I'm rooting for you.
Right. No pressure, Phil.
None at all.
It's just Phil. Like Patrick is in Western Pennsylvania. He ain't making it out to WonderCon. But Phil, it's all about Phil. The failure will be entirely Phil's.
Bring your whip.
That's the best idea I've heard all week. Bring your camera and the whip. Start filming.
Get out of here.
And if they get close,
That's all we got for community calendar. That's it.
man.
Remember, if you've got something you want to add to the calendar, and Lord knows those emails have not been coming in the last few weeks, you want to send them over to whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. That's actually, it's a good email for anything you want to get a hold of us with, whether it's a letter for the post sock or you know, of course, we've said community calendar. If you've got some customs you want to show off, really anything. We're a big community kind of show. So whatever you have that you want to share with us, we will be happy to bring it to the masses. We do reserve the right to reject those submissions based on content.
They will, trust me. I've tried.
Look, just because I did not put up the picture of your inflatable doll does not mean that everyone is going to be like, that's not a collection, dude. I don't care what you say. That is not a collection.
It's the
What
start.
hurt more wasn't so much the picture. It was that I just put new patches on her, and you didn't even have the clarity of mind to show them off.
She had some work done. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, just a little. You know, it's $359. It's a lot of money.
Anyway, they were polka dot, man. It just no.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So
back to the hobo discussion again.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You should try one. They're breathtaking.
You need calendar. You need calendar. And remember, that email again, what's on Joe Mind @gmail.com. Now, come on, get off the screen. Get off the screen.
Who, me?
There we go.
Oh.
Matt Rubin says, those aren't patches, those are blow-up doll tattoos.
This man is a man of fine taste and sophistication. You can tell.
Again, he's half the comedy team of Matt Rubin and Bart, so you expect nothing less. He's quick on his feet. He's right there. Oh, my God. It's time for the news. First news item.
Do.
Hey, found on histank.com. It's another list of shipping code names. Nobody cares, really. I mean, none of us care. There's a whole bunch of figures out there that they said that they're going to sell to us. We have no reason to think that they won't sell to us. These shipping lists are by no means final. As you can tell by the selfie series listings at the bottom.
Oh, no.
Right? Mark Weber, what do you think? Is this the return of the selfie series, or is this just something that they forgot to take off?
I mean, or are they just being self-ironic? That'd be awesome.
You know what? I'll leave the opportunity for that there. I doubt it, but you know what? I'm willing to be surprised.
I mean, how transparent was the selfie series was when every official photo they put up had somebody like this far back from the camera holding up a figure this big going, oh, kind of looks like me. Really?
Our hair color is almost the same.
It looks just like me. Yeah.
Why's that camera so far back then? Oh.
It looks just like me if I were in the Zapruder film.
Right. I remember. Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, sir. No. Please, after you. It's your show.
I was going to say, I remember when Phil showed off his selfie series, Snake Eyes, which I believe they sent to him with Kumail Nanjiani's head. And somehow that was supposed to be Phil. But anyways, Eric, you were saying.
Oh, yeah, pardon me. It's that you guys missed the joke on Hasbro. It's MII, so like me, like a Nintendo me. That's what you looked like with one of these ugly figures. I'm sorry, not ugly, just not good looking. I made the mistake of getting one.
Oh,
and and just like the end of Indie, it's sitting in a box and it's being curated by some of my finest men, and it will be pulled out one day and never shown to my children. I'll just make up some bold-faced lie like, "Oh yeah, look, Hasbro gave me this award, buddy," but it was
this
made
is
by.
This is what your dad looked like back in the day.
Yeah,
look at those abs.
Like me. Do. Yeah, look at that. Look at the way it used to right down the middle. You ever sit at a 90-degree fucking angle? It's the best all day. Oh, I keep with the F-bombs. I'm so sorry.
Now my stomach hurts.
If you ever wondered what you would look like on an 8-bit Nintendo game,
Right.
the selfie series is for you.
Right. And make no mistake, look, I love the idea of the selfie series. I think it is a great idea.
The technology is not there to mass produce.
No, not there.
Oh,
But it says a lot when folks on the internet are printing clearer resin pieces, sharp, and I get cost and time and all that jazz. I get it, but apply some effort, please, because if you're going to have to do a little better if you want people to shell out for these novelties.
Well, normally you would test the functionality of it before going live with it, right?
Fair.
Like saying.
I mean, but why do that? Meh. Just go. We'll do it live.
Make sure the rocks pop before you put the pop rocks out, right? I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
I did want to give some note here to the variety of different series that they applied these fake code names from, right? Like right there at the top, Sewer Urchin, Arthur, American Maid, Red Scare. I mean, all right out of the Tick.
The Terror.
Oh, just the Tick. Are you kidding me?
I would buy those. I would buy those Tick figures.
Right. I mean, we got.
And look down there. Oh, yeah, a retro Pinky and the Brain.
We got retro Pinky and the Brain and Elmira.
I can pass on Elmira.
Right, sure, but I can at least appreciate the effort. I mean, classified series Jabberjaw. I'm in. You want to give me a 10-foot tall blubbering shark that sounds like Curly from the Three Stooges? Stole.
Jabberjaw.
Call it a deluxe. I'm in.
Jabberjaw sucked.
He did, but the shark wasn't bad.
Right, it's a great character, poorly executed. I think is Jabberjaw in a nutshell. That's a lot of those Hanna-Barbera characters from the 70s. There was a good idea that absolutely did not hold up over 13 half-hour episodes.
Well, in the 70s, I mean, they were big on cloning Scooby-Doo, and that's what Jabberjaw is.
Yeah, Lord.
He doesn't have
technically
nearly
that
the
first
speech
season of
impediment.
Super Friends is them cloning Scooby-Doo.
I didn't come here for these revelations, Rob.
Dustin Jeffrey says $5 says every selfie series head looks better than Falcon.
That's amazing.
Look, Falcon ain't pretty, but some of those selfie series heads are also awful soft.
Yeah.
To
say the least. I'm going to have to dig mine out and send you a picture to the what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com inbox. So that
there you go. We will put it on the show.
This thing is. Yeah, I wish I could reach out to somebody like the olden days and say, "Hey, buddy, why? What did I do to you to merit this disrespect? What happened? Sweet Jesus, okay, I'll never write to you again. But holy shit, it's just bad, just really, really bad. Anyway, sorry, no PTSD about that at all.
Rachel Selena says that Sewer Urchin is a crappy codename. Look, Sewer Urchin is one of the best characters from The Tick. So I'll not hear you slander the Sewer Urchin.
In the sewers, he is the apotheosis of cool.
Right? Just go watch the old 90s Tick cartoon, and you tell me Sewer Urchin isn't great.
If they made a Sarcastro, I would lose it.
Right. So I guess what we're looking for here is Eric, do you have any breathless analysis that you want to give this list?
Oh, where to begin? No, I don't actually, because as you alluded to earlier, look, I'm going to be the first to say I'm not a big classified junkie. I'm actually the epitome of what Mr. Weber hates. I'm that schmuck that goes after all the subgroups. I absolutely love my marauders. I'm that asshole. Yeah.
Would you like another one?
No one's enough. I punish myself only in limited amounts. But no, with this list, I mean, with all due respect to all who like to, put on a fucking monocle. Oh Lord, I'm so sorry, you guys. For folks that like to put on a monocle and try to play Blue's Clues, just pay attention to the names that have been dropped. Try to put two and two together. If you really want to get super sleuthy, take some time, figure out on Google how to look up shipping manifests. Match what to where, figure out what was supposed to be here at what time of year. And if you're willing to do the legwork and the homework and just, run to the internet with it, you'll be a hero for about 3.5 hours before I spoil it and share it all over the place. So, I mean, may the odds be ever in your favor in that respect. But here, I'm sure we're going to see Raptor and Road Pig and a bunch of other names that were dropped recently, but we haven't seen much more after.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I could give you more details.
Anytime these shipping manifests show up, I just assume it's from the name reveals from 6 months prior, and then from there, whatever. It's just in today's climate where so much is revealed to us so far in advance.
Right.
These just don't mean a whole lot. They don't do anything. It's hey, classified successful, they're going to sell more. Okay, great.
Right.
Great.
It's like guess the secret name of the figure we know is coming anyway.
Just dumb.
I mean, look, I get the fun of it and trying to figure out what's coming, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's the same thing, right? We're doing the same thing repetitively. We're trying to figure out, and it's free marketing. I miss those days when they actually had to earn their marketing dollars, and now we do it. Well, look, I'm a flipping hypocrite because I'm like, they're marketing, and let me go share 10 stories for no reason for free 99. Let's go, because it's my hobby. It's fun. Why spend time with my kids? But all that aside. We're gonna, they're gonna grow up.
They're growing up fine without you. Whatever.
Yeah. Look, they've been doing it this whole time. One's working in the yard. The other one, I'm pretty sure, is moving illegal drugs through the daycare system. But that's okay. We all strive to be something one day, and he's part Cuban, so I understand. But that's horrible. With that aside, though, back to the list and the horrible commentary here on your show. I'm more than positive that if we give it another week or so, the folks that are sleuthing hard are going to break at least half of this list. One gentleman to look out for is a guy by the name of Silver Optimus on the TFW network, his tank, a gentleman by the name of Udana. He's the one who taught most of the rest of us how to sleuth through the shipping manifests. So if you remember that name, Silver Optimus, he's very much along the lines of your JTs of the world that know what they know and how they know it.
Right.
Who knows? But
he tends to be at the root of these reveals.
Yes, sir. And a good gentleman to boot, and bless his good heart, he doesn't get anywhere near the salutations that he deserves. So, Udana, cheers, buddy. I was clapping hands up here. Okay.
I mean, it's not the same as busting open the entire reveal list for 2002 and only getting 2,000 getting 2,000 clicks out of it. But hey, we're not bitter.
Actual code names.
Remember, those were the good old days, you guys. Those it's been 84 years, but yeah, those were good times. And Mr. Weber, on behalf of most of the community, I'm sorry that my brethren are cheap sons of bitches and we pooped all over the 50th line. I really enjoyed that line very much. And these fucks with the wait for it at Ross Jazz. And here we are 10 freaking years later with the wait for it at Ross Jazz. And it's just yikes.
Yeah. Two-time All-Pro Steve Young bought 59.
You know what, Steve? Sweet Jesus, I was going to give it to you, but then you spelled my name wrong. Well, how are we going to build a relationship if I can't trust you?
Well,
it's horrible.
It's terrible.
But
Next news item.
That's all right. I mean, poor Steve Young used to get hit in the head a lot.
Oh, that's a good point. Boo.
Hey, along the same lines of folks that niche product. The New Zealand Mint revealed yesterday or the day before they are producing a 1-ounce silver coin with the visage of Scarlet on it. They did a Duke coin a couple of months ago, so this is, I believe, the second in that series. It is $99. It does include a certificate of authentication. Only 2,000 are going to be made available, and again, that's at NZ for New Zealand mint.com.
Yeah. So
Mark Weber, what do you think?
Hey, as long as she's right-handed, I'm down with it. They got it right. Looks like she's right-handed, so good for her.
I'm muting Mark Weber. Eric, what do you think?
I'm most definitely one of these awful people that bought the G.I. Joe #1 edition. So I will say, as someone who paid $99 for $2 worth of silver, they're a fun little tchotchke, but I don't understand why we're still going with these antiquated, not classified tie-in video game designs. And Mark, I'm so sorry. It's not that they got it right. They inverted the picture because, everything's upside down there. So yeah, it's no bueno.
It's New Zealand. Everything flushes counterclockwise.
That's right. It's a equator thing, isn't it?
Cheapest Big Spender asks, American made? Is that a twisted way to say made? No. Remember, go watch the 90s Tick cartoon. That's your homework for this week. And American made is fantastic.
You will not be disappointed.
How do they not have a midnight bomber? What bombs at midnight?
So you only get so many digits in the shipping manifest, I guess.
He's got
when you have one item that takes an entire page, they don't like that.
He's going to be a vehicle. They're going to make him with his VW Bug.
Firefly asks, we're halfway through 2024, and we get yet another release with 2019 era art assets. How long was this coin in the pipeline? You know what? I can't tell you. I have no idea of Hasbro's dealings with New Zealand Mint. I'm sure they made one purchase 5 or 6 years ago, and they just still hold the rights to it, and they're the New Zealand Mint. They're probably not right on top of G.I. Joe. I would say to counter that, it's 2024, and we're still getting actual G.I. Joe product based on 1984 designs. So
you could it could just as likely be the other way, that the dude or gal at the New Zealand Mint is totally on top of things. And he's had 4 consecutive licensing people at Hasbro get laid off while this project has been in the works. Might not be his fault.
Fair enough.
That's why we haven't seen any G.I. Joe folding money.
I'll start penciling Cobra Commander's faceplate on top of Abe Lincoln on my Fiverr. How's that sound? We'll make that happen. Racktime Rob, are you in for $2 silver currency?
I told you I'm holding out for the folding money.
All right. Next news item. Hey, we posted it a couple times on our social media. There is a GoFundMe out there to assist G.I. Joe and Transformers TV writer Ron Friedman with his medical expenses. We've got the website down there. You can pause the video and copy it down later if you'd like, but it is there for you. We do have a link to it down below in the comments or in the description, so it is there for you too. If you scan the QR code on the top right, that will not lead you there, so that will not help you on that one. That's all of our social media. Doesn't have this. But it's a campaign. They are asking for $40,000. They are a good ways there. This is from graphic is from yesterday. They're over 30,000, but that doesn't mean there's not a little ways to go. This is from the campaign itself. Please help legendary TV writer Ron Friedman with his medical bills and moving expenses. Why are Ron's friends running this fundraiser? Ron and Val, his wife of 51 years, need help. Ill health and the mounting bills that follow mean they will need to move urgently to a less expensive rental near the hospital on which they both rely for their care. We are seeking funds that will go directly to Ron and Val to pay for their move and cover their rent, bills, and living expenses for a few months so that they can focus on their ongoing treatment and recovery. The $48,000, I'm sorry, we are seeking breaks down into $28,000 for medical bills, and the balance would cover the cost of relocation, rent, and living expenses for a few months. We would be so grateful if you could consider helping. So again, it's there for you. The link is down below if you have a couple of bucks. I'm sure the Friedmans would be of very gracious nature for it. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. But again, we've got the link down below in the description, so it's right there for you. This is a guy who, if it wasn't for Ron Friedman, we wouldn't have gotten nearly as much G.I. Joe and Transformers animation as we did. He was there for the beginning of both, and so a key figure in a lot of the enjoyment that we had as kids and going forward. So if you have a couple of dollars, help out Ron and Val. Next news item. We'll give a quick rehash to WonderCon. We've already talked about it because Phil's in the audience.
Oh,
Hey,
But that is happening on the 30th. That is the panel is from 3 to 4. The meet and greet afterwards is from 5 to 7:30. So if you're at WonderCon, that's clearly the time to be there with the movers and shakers. Not us, mind you. They don't even answer emails that we send to them. But Phil will be trying to stream the panel for the rest of us, provided he can get in the room on Articulated Points on that YouTube channel. I don't have a link for that down below, but I got one on last week's episode, I think.
sounds like somebody should be camping out now.
Right? Sounds like Phil is wasting time in front of his computer at home watching, granted, the premiere G.I. Joe news discussion show.
Yeah, we can't afford to miss the views, so maybe he can camp out starting when we're over.
there we go.
But it is there. It will be Saturday, so keep an ear to the ground. Hopefully, Phil will keep us posted. I don't know. I follow all of the Articulated Point social media. Hopefully, we'll have some updates as we get on. Firefly says we got our own Hasbro toy panel right here. Man, we appreciate that. We're no good at guessing names off of shipping manifests, but I like to think we have good content besides.
We're not bad at the actual names.
Right. E New to Be says, "Hey everyone." Well, hey E New to Be.
He's a new to us too.
Right.
He's had great reviews. That gentleman there.
He's been around a few times.
Ooh.
Maybe it's the first time I've recognized him on air, in which case, welcome to the show. We appreciate you. I don't know. I notice these things. I recognize the logos. When people have logos in the live chat, I tend to pick those out. I don't see a lot of live chat. I got a lot of buttons to hit.
Right. Plus, you gotta look out. You gotta look out for renegade bikers too. So
there are many buttons to hit on the side panels.
but the big
Meow. 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 Meow.
but the big one is the ban button. That's the one we like.
I had not thrown up Dr. Soxo in a couple weeks. I needed to get him in there. Next news item.
Do quick.
We're flying through the news tonight. We're not even at an hour yet. What's up with this?
Boom.
Eric, why are you making the show go so fast?
It's because everybody wants to get this fucking guy out of here. So the faster you can get through this, the less painful it is for everyone involved.
That's fair. Happening tomorrow. It's Duke number 4 out of 5. My only criticism of the Duke comic is it's such a fast and enjoyable read that I have to go back and read it twice to spend time on it. But that is written by Josh Williamson, pencils by Tom Riley, colors by Jordy Belair. That is rated S for Splosions. And again, available tomorrow at finer comic shops everywhere. Rack Time Rob, you're our comics guy.
Yes.
Spoiler free. How you liking Duke so far?
I think Duke is my favorite out of all these books so far.
I agree. The Duke book has just been a fantastic read, and that's no slight to Cobra Commander or even the Transformers book, which I've also enjoyed. I'm not traditionally a Transformers comic fan, to be honest, but I've enjoyed this run of Transformers so far.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's been good.
But Eric, give us you're our guest now that Rack Time Rob's expertise is out of the way. What do you think so far of the Energon universe?
Well done. You gentlemen have said everything a lot more eloquently than I can, but with that said, it's been enjoyable. It's been a while since I actually wanted to pick up a comic book, or let alone have a pull pile at my local comic book shop. So picking up Duke and Cobra Commander and all the other titles it's been fun, and being able to introduce it to my little ones has been top shelf too, because I get to rub it in their face that they don't get to touch Daddy's books because they're mine, you little shit, get out of here. But no, all silliness aside, it's been fun introducing them to like, hey, let's go. It's comic book day and just enjoying that whole piece with them. So it's been great. But sorry, I digress entirely too far. The series has been top shelf. But to your point, fast read, faster than me right now in espresso. It's but a good time nonetheless. So I'm excited to pick up the next copy.
Mark Weber.
Talk.
I mean, you know me, I'm the man who tells it like it is, Gorilla. And when I first saw this image, my immediate thought, this is the first time I saw this image. I said, why is Duke pooping on Rock and Roll's head?
Well, it's how you search dominance.
I'm like, well, apparently.
Exactly. That's basic behavior 101, Mark. You know that.
He's going to turn
the top sergeant.
Yeah, he's turning the sorry lot of them into soldiers, one poop at a time, apparently. So overall, I'm enjoying all the books. It's a really good read and a nice new spin. But that's my initial reaction here to number 4.
So we
more of a number 2, if you know what I'm saying.
We are all looking forward to Duke 4, which of course will lead to the ultimate issue, Duke 5. Mm-hmm. And then we'll move on to our next books in June. Destro and Scarlet, which we talked about last week or the week before. I don't know.
Last week, I think.
Last week.
I think you're right. It's all a blur. 300.
Actually, it might be the week before. Who knows?
302 episodes. They flew by. It's like we just started last week. Go comments. Sorry. I'm trying to keep up with these things. Firefly says that he loves how Socks is clearly looking at me in the eye. Yeah, Socks is wrestling with my foot there. So yeah, but that's his favorite thing in the world, right? Like I will go to my dad's place and he will wrestle with my foot, and then he will, throw his little fit and walk away, as you see in the video, and then he'll be back within 10 minutes to wrestle my foot again. So that really is truly his favorite thing in the world. Andrew Gaugan says he's late. We need to start over, and that's fair enough.
I'm nuts.
We haven't done this gag in at least 10 minutes. I let it go a little.
Pad that episode out.
Let it go a little longer than usual that time, right? I mean, pad the episode.
Nah.
We're above such things.
Yeah, the episode.
Hey, you think we can get a plug the damn show jingle? Plug the damn show. 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 Plug the damn show.
Ooh. I was going to say the episode's already jammed.
It's jammed.
Like the 405.
Like the 405.
What were we watching, Rob, where there was it was the Rich Eisen show where they were making jokes about predicting traffic patterns on the 405.
Yeah.
I watched like a clip of that, I don't know, a couple of months ago, and it was just a solo shot of Eisen with nameless, faceless voices off screen, kind of giggling and barely talking to bounce the conversation back to him. It was like, oh my God. Like,
that might have been maybe when he was like either doing a game in Germany or like doing the combine or something.
It read like MODOK and his ego will bring you his show today. Holy smokes.
It's better than that most of the time.
Is it? Okay. It was a small sample size, I'll give you that. But whoa.
I dare say out of all the talking head sports shows, I enjoy that one the most.
Isn't that kind of and again, I don't watch it much, and I used to be part of it, a small part of it, but that's what Patrick's thing is, right? Isn't that what oh shoot, who's the darling now? Who's on WWE?
Matt McAfee.
Isn't that the same thing?
Essentially, it's the same format.
3 or 4 nameless, faceless yahoos to giggle at him.
Right. They are not on the Rich Eisen show. They are not normally faceless.
Okay.
They're not necessarily people you'd know, but
what are their names again?
It's Chris Brockman. It's T.J. Jefferson. That's Mike Del Tufo.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
Fancy.
Those guys.
Right. I mean, again, you're not going to know who they are unless you watch the show.
No, it's
but
just
they add something to the show.
Yeah, it's the McLaughlin. It's the McLaughlin group, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we could have rolled up and called this the Mark Webber show and just had a bunch of sidekicks floating around.
Not
but
bad.
we don't do that because that would be terrible.
Right.
Like people might actually subscribe to the Mark Webber show.
I don't know about that, but hey, man, just like Justin Jeffrey knows, you got to get work.
Right. He's here for Mr. T, the animated series discussion.
Got to get work.
At the rate we're going, we just might.
Me and my gymnastics team are out there with this little Emma dog with a mohawk.
Solving mysteries.
I'm in.
Firefly has a quick question for the What's on Joe Mind crew as we're talking comics. My online comic book store has only shipped me Real American Hero 304, Cobra Commander 2, Duke 3, and Transformers 5 today. How far behind am I in the release calendar? They held my shipment for over a month.
A month.
Yeah.
Those are all last month's issues.
Yeah.
So not too far behind.
Yeah. You're caught up except for you need Cobra Commander 3. And
G.I. Joe 305.
Yeah, Real American Hero 305 came out last week too. So
and Transformers 6.
Waka waka.
And
so he's a month behind.
And you need Interrogator number 1.
But I will. I'll just shut up and let Rob handle the release schedule stuff because that's his bread and butter. That's why we got to. You see, there's no episodes of Rack Time, so I forget that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because some of us work for a living.
This is the Cobra Commander from Earth 55, and he's secretly a bunny rabbit.
Woohoo! Bunnies.
Next news item. Hey, remember, there's some Skybound bits this week too. Paul Pelletier will be handling art duties for G.I. Joe Real American Hero on issue 306 in May. And there is no Real American Hero in April, so don't freak out when it doesn't show up for you in its normal week 4 April spot. It's pushed back a little bit, probably because of art delays, whatever. I don't know. Nobody ever tells us the reasons why on these things, but it'll happen early in May, so don't stress out.
My favorite part is when you tell the internet not to freak out. That's
right. That's all they do. But I at least have. I at least have to be on the record as not freaking out, so I look cool later.
Yeah, you gotta smoke a cigarette.
I need all the help I can get with that, so I'm gonna make
sure.
You need
a Kokomo Toys T-shirt. That just solves all your problems.
I have one. I just didn't wear it tonight because you said you were wearing yours, so I didn't want to.
I thought we could be the Bobsy twins. Yeah, you see this. Look at this gentleman, refined taste.
He's not wearing it though. Yeah. He's just
I know,
holding it up.
Got it close to his heart.
He's a bum.
We do it for you, Todd. We love you, buddy.
We do. The mayor.
From his humble beginnings in a shed in the backyard.
It was the front yard. If it
helps.
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, yeah. I'm a veteran. I've been with the Jordans since the store was in their driveway. I've been around that long, so
it's so much fun to see the pictures of all the flags in their driveway from those days circulating now. With scammers like, hey, wife left me. Kid got up by ninjas. Got to sell one of my flags. Only 12 cents.
Right. And it's from a like CoilCon 3 11 years ago. I ran that show, you know.
Yeah, that was yikes. Yeah. Pepper Shaw's remember.
Yeah, it's been a while. But as Phil says, its image issue delays are their identity. Yeah, kind of.
Sounds like an image problem.
Jake Rose says telling the internet to calm down is like telling your wife to just calm down. All right,
Yeah,
Jake. I hope she's not watching, Jake.
Yeah. Otherwise, she you might have to tell her to calm down.
Otherwise, she might have to calm down.
That's your problem at that point.
Oh my goodness.
Enjoy that couch, Jake.
Next news item.
Do.
Yes.
That's all the news items we got.
Thank you, McKitty.
Remember, the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is your place to go for all Chunky Tank Kitty news. With this Meowler tank, of course, until, we actually have some news to bring you, which we should reasonably soon. So, Jake says that, no, the wife is not watching. We just had our 25th anniversary last week. So that means she's sick of seeing him for a couple of weeks at least. Charlie Garrison, another CoilCon veteran, helped set the flags up that day. It was very, very hot. It was very hot at that time. It got cool later on. We lucked out that day with the shade.
No, I remember. I lived in Michigan at the time, and I was supposed to come out for the show, and I worked for a fine organization called General Motors. So, needless to say, my weekend plans got thrown out the window, and I did not get to do anything with my personal time and or life. So, yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I still wish I was there.
It was a good. We had a good time. We had 3 CoilCons in Todd's front yard, and they were all wonderful affairs. And then we started doing hotel shows, and they got to be pretty good too. And then I stopped running them, and they kind of went away.
Oh,
yeah, it was one of those.
Coincidence?
No, not at all. But anyways, the 3D G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. If you have any interest in 3D printing, that is hosted by Michael Kleppinger and, of course, our friend Mark Gerwig, who you've seen on the show before, the guy behind Mark II Toys, Mark II Design. They are the guys that bring you that one, and so tune into that one. It's all the information you could possibly want, probably more.
Mm-hmm.
You might get mad at us. There's so much information on that show.
The creator of the 2-seater classified shark, which is large enough to actually be a seaworthy vessel.
Right. But that's the news. All right. We're back in full
swing. Here, 30 segments. I'm fangirling pretty hard, gents. So this is fun. Thank you much.
Mark Weber, we need a quick cat check. Is he in the bed, or is he somewhere up in parts unknown?
He took off. He ran off to Elizabeth's room, I think.
All right, fair enough. We are tough to handle for large chunks of time. That doesn't explain the people in live chat, but whatever.
A wise man once said, "Fate is a cruel mistress."
Speaking of the live chat, if you are joining us live tonight, make sure that you, if you're on Facebook, be sure to click something. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. If you're catching us on the YouTube, of course, go down to that corner and click the like button, and to that corner, click the subscribe button. You guys are getting a little lax with the like button lately. I don't like that.
What?
All we ask for is clicks, damn it. Simple clicks. Just click things. Make us happy. We're so damned easy to make happy. Just click on things.
Let the boy click the like button. He ain't going to hurt you.
Right? But, of course, we are always trying to expand our viewership on the YouTube. So whatever you can do to spread us around, whether it's Facebook groups or Reddit threads or Discord servers, share our videos wherever you see fit. Our weekly discussion, our fun time Tuesdays, our Johnny Come Lately. I ran out of steam on that. I don't care. I'm out. I'm done.
I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Frank.
I would argue that you could include a show that actually engages in thought as opposed to just fancy 12-second art snippets. Ciao. I mean, it's just me. I don't know if it's my raging ADHD that's speaking, but anything that doesn't capture my attention for more than 2 squirrels. Sorry, so, what can you do?
But anyways, to segue to our guest of the evening, Chaz the Guru has a fascinating question. What the hell is a surveillance port? So Eric, why don't you give us a history? You have been around this hobby in a public way for a long time. So please help the folks at home fill us in on your story.
For those that have had to deal with my nonsense, my heart breaks for you. So yeah, it's been a very long time, folks. First got involved, I want to say, obviously, we're a lifelong fan and all that jazz. But first show was on the Intrepid in '94. I didn't realize that there was other people like me. Holy shit, you're in high school and you're here now. This is pretty cool. So came across the old Yahoo mailing list, saw that old life, smacking people on ICQ with trouts, I believe, was the good time.
Wasn't it great that you could you'd see somebody selling something, and you'd send them a message on the internet, and then they would send you a 15-page paper list of what they had for sale. Oh my God, it was the greatest.
The good old days. Yes. What's very unfortunate is I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I still have all those things.
Oh my God.
As a side note, if you need a BlackBerry Bold charger or a roll of dot matrix printer, I gotcha. But no, anyway, moving forward. But yeah, it's been a good time.
Both of those things will be in touch.
I promise you, you're good for it. So yeah, it started with just newsing around and sharing news and doing all these geeky things, but just sharing the love of the toy with like-minded individuals. Started off in a place that no one's going to remember, but of course you're all going to remember because it's the greatest place ever, CodeRyland.com. And we just started newsing there. About 2006, Fran from His Tank reached out and was launching a new website and wanted help doing that. So I jumped ship over to His Tank and was Fran's administrator there for the better part of 10 plus years. Left there in 2016. Thought I had big Braska Jones and decided to create my own blog because I don't have anything better to do apparently with my time than chase down other people's marketing material and post it everywhere I can. But it's just a hobby and it's a good time. And that's what if anyone takes anything away from me, I want them to see that not everyone is driven by, and with all due respect, before I finish this comment, not everyone has that need for monetization or want for monetization. Although monetization is good, I'm going to make that very clear. It helps pay the bills. People seem to think websites and stuff like that are free. They are not, and I get that aspect of it. But when it's your only driving factor and you're just driving up negativity for the sake of clicks and all this other spiel that goes along with it, like, sweet Jesus, why is your hobby giving you such hemorrhoids? Like, stop.
Right.
Little fiber in your diet. Go look.
Right.
I'm sure you can go pick up a Chris Kattan Lady J figure right now for $5 at Walmart. I believe it's called a retro Lady J. So go knock yourself out. Have a good time with your hobby. Don't be so ornery. But that brings me to here. Not answering your question at all. Rambling on with a whole lot of word vomit. And, yeah, back to you with the weather.
There's something of a timeline in there. That's good enough.
Somewhat.
Firefly asks, did you ever get a paper list from Figures Inc? He got his first Firefly from them for $10 with a handwritten want list.
No, but you know what? So many people have, and they all were handwritten very much like that in cursive. So it was great. And God forbid that letter got wet in the mail because some schmuck was sending you something in a number 2 lead pencil. Right. And you couldn't read it for shit. And you're like, I'm pretty sure that's a slugger, but it wasn't. It was, just horrible slang. You just ended up shit in the mail. So yeah, good times.
So what the challenge I'll give to everybody for our big boy comments. Well, you can put them in the live comments. I'm not going to put them on screen. Put them in the big boy comments down below. What is your first earliest G.I. Joe purchase that you remember from mailing lists, if applicable? Most of the I've seen the demographics. Most of the folks who watch our show are old ass bastards, so those mailing lists probably come into play.
It was a G.I. Joe branded abacus. Good stuff.
Mark Weber, you have an old mailing list purchase, or are you strictly an eBay guy?
I don't think I was in it at the end of the mailing list because I was out of it for kind of those years, right? From like 90 or 91 maybe to 98.
91, 92-ish.
And then I had, once eBay came around and I was out of college making a little bit of money for the first time in my life, then I was just back collecting like crazy, including that goddamn Desert Apache. But
Why don't you go ahead and tell the Desert Apache story for folks who maybe are new to the channel?
I mean, we've all done it. It's the eBay auction where you're dueling another guy for something you really want, and you go beyond where you should have or where you said you'd stop. And so I won a sealed mint and box Desert Apache for like $100, but this was in like 1999, right? So a lot more money back then.
Oh yeah.
But I wasn't even mad that I'd gone like $30 over where I said I'd stop, because I didn't even know Joe had made a Desert Apache. And come on now, the Apache is the best helicopter of all time. So I'm in. Come on. And it was mint in box. So it was just this beautiful box, all sealed up. I knew everything would be in there. And then I got this friggin' Tinker toy, opened it up, put it together. I was so excited. I was so mad. As soon as I popped it out, I'm like shaking the box and looking at it. Where's the rest of it?
Where's the real helicopter?
What a bunch of garbage. But
Not the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really.
Figures don't even fit in it.
No, and then the little. No, I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it. It was bad.
That's some gall. I mean, that's really, that's
the stickers fell off it in like 6 months. I know they're old stickers, but whatever. It was just disappointment after disappointment. A driver that can fit in if the top of his head and his elbows are going outside the cockpit. That's gonna work well for a helicopter.
It's one of my favorite videos that our friend Brian HCC788 did, because he draws his own thumbnails. And so he actually drew the Desert Apache with Falcon sitting in the front with his arms out the windows and his head sticking out the top and his knees up in his chest. It's one of my favorites that he's done.
So bad.
That one and the rat. That's pretty good.
Right. Mine is very first time I sent away for a list, right? It's an internet purchase when I'm not used to making internet purchases. So of course I'm insanely paranoid about it, but he sends it out to me and he just says, I got a bunch of HISS drivers and I got a bunch of Cobra troopers that I think are mistakes because they have silver logos on them and not the red ones. But I'll let you have them for $5 a piece. At which point I didn't even get to that whatever was afterwards, because I was busy throwing over whatever furniture was it, just trying to find enough loose change to put together to buy as many of them as possible, which unfortunately only turned out to be about $20. But I got myself 2 absolutely pristine HISS drivers and 2 absolutely pristine Viper pilots for $20 off of a Yahoo buy list. Fantastic. To this day, you hear me gloating about that purchase. I was in college, so it's like 25 years ago. I am still gloating about this purchase.
I mean, that was a coup even back then. So
right. It's the guy who doesn't know what he has. And I feel a little bad because I took advantage of that, but he got his $5. He was happy.
He probably doesn't know what he had.
No,
So,
I guess not. But again, pristine. Now they're a little discolored. So maybe I'm the fool and I got some knockoff from Bolivia or something. I don't know.
Aren't we all?
the mailaways.
So Eric, my question is, because we'd have had you on a lot sooner.
Flyer.
But
Just slow news week, though, so that makes sense.
Because I remember doing a segment for it on this show. So I know we were released in video, where you basically said you were retiring from it all and walking away, and so we gave you a happy send off.
You did,
and
I pulled a freaking LeBron or whatever basketball analogy.
Michael Jordan.
No, because he actually can play. I can't. But I can fall in wine. So hence the LeBron reference. No, but also in this aside, I was planning on being done with it. It was so time consuming, and it wasn't enjoyable anymore. And with all due respect to all you wonderful folks out there, some folks don't necessarily treat this as a hobby, and it can kind of rub you the wrong way. Without getting into detail, many of you know that I had some issues health-wise as well that were playing a factor in all that. So it was like, okay, happy trails. Well, I got kind of bored and kind of love what you do after a while. And it's kind of ridiculous, but I can't imagine not geeking out with all of you and watching this show and watching other shows and busting chops and still whining about the road toad and just silly things like that, you know? So I'm sure one day I will leave it alone. I know that day is coming soon, but then I talk so much smack because it's coming soon. And then I'm like, holy shit, I hit 400 consecutive days of posting. Oh,
Right.
let me share that with the 7 people that give a rat's ass. And 5 of them are like Yugoslavian bots. Okay, great. Hey,
Right.
lady of the night 2017. Like, thank you for subscribing to my blog. But yeah, I was. So apologies for all of you that took that bait. But that goes to show, don't be a sucker and don't believe shit that you read on the internet. So,
Right.
who's
I mean,
really at
we
fault?
gave you a segment on the news when you posted every day for a year too. So I don't.
Did you? I missed that one. Oh, you guys are fucking sweet. Oh, my language. Don't ever invite me here again. You're
We-
gonna
we
make like
gave it-
$1.17 in Turkish lira by the time we're done with the show.
Not only did we give you a news segment, we gave you a news nugget.
Oh,
So that's out there
Muy
floating
fancy.
around on its own
I'm already
In
losing
our-
it, so.
in our completely ignored news nuggets. When I take our news segment and repurpose it for smaller content.
Oh well, I appreciate you guilt tripping me into making sure that I share the shit out of everything that What's on Joe Mind does from here to the end of time. But I'm on
just
it now.
saying
Thanks.
though.
Not that my OCD is ever going to leave this alone, because now Catholic guilt is setting in, and I feel horrible for not noticing that segment earlier. So,
See,
cool.
it's that's a role I know well because of course we grew up Catholic, and that means I had a mother, and
Yes.
I paid attention. I know how to throw that down with the best of them.
Oh yes, yes. Mine was a lovely lady who liked to instill the power of kneeling on rice, while telling you, how Catholic we should be. Yeah, because nothing says Catholic like torture. So yeah, well, we're doing it right.
Hey,
I gotta-
talk about it. What is it?
I gotta say, my folks are always pretty lenient because when I was a kid, my knees used to hurt, and so they weren't real big on if I was having a bad knees day, they didn't necessarily make me kneel a whole lot. But anyways, Firefly says, don't know about y'all. I'm very tired of the negativity in an era when we were getting more Joe in more scales than we ever did before. Why can't people just be happy about it? And that's a great question, and it's because negativity sells. Like if you are creating, say, a video on YouTube and your tagline, your title is a question that is asking a question that gets a very visceral negative reaction, people are going to click on it just to be able to watch it and say, hey, this asshole doesn't know what he's talking about. And this is right. And like a big part of why, like I joke about our subscriber count. I do. And it's a little bit of an issue at times, but at the end of the day, we try desperately not to do that stuff. And if what we have is 1,400 maniacs who are with us every 2 hours on a Tuesday to not be that crowd, then I'm thrilled with it. Like we're here for that. So that's what it is. People who are negative, needlessly negative, are trying to monetize this. And again, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But you can always not partake. Like if I see stuff like that, I have to. There's an instinct there. I want to hit the click on the remote or on the mouse that pulls that video up so I can watch it and fillet it. But you got to just wait for that second impulse to go like, you know what? I'm not going to dignify this. That's what they want. And so you just don't have to give it to them. Jake Rose says, I thought sex sells, why can't we have more of that instead of negativity? Well, good point.
Calm down, Mr. Rose. That's how I got cancer, buddy. This is a God-fearing show, you and your sex. But here, shoot me an email after the show, and I'll give you my OnlyFans.
That's not how you got cancer, man. That's just how you got hairy palms.
Well, why not both? Taco Girl, yeah.
Unless that was what made the hair grow.
Aha.
I'm not an expert on
first
your
reaction
medical...
to the chemo. Da-na-na-na-na-na. That's horrible. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Rolling in toxic waste, trying to get superpowers the Marvel way.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those, like, it's I mean, you've been through a terrible thing. Mark too.
No. So mailing lists, but mailing lists and getting those fun toys from mailing lists is always a better topic than sad shit. So, yay, Mark, what did you get?
What I had a little run with tongue cancer about 10 years ago. Gave me my little mini list. That's so
it's a good time. Yeah. Oh, well, if we're going to turn this into the Montefiore hour, it was stage 3 squamous cell carcinoma of the oropharyngeal variety. What's great is from someone from the Bronx, I've learned so many multisyllable words out of this. It's beautiful. So hey, everyone who's watching, don't be a stupid ass and you're a guy and walk it off and not go to the doctor. If you feel like shit, go to the doctor. Don't be stupid. Just go to the doctor. And that's what to grow on. So yeah, but mailing lists.
But that it was not to compare diseases.
Oh no, we're
Mark,
totally comparing. Whip it out, Mark.
More making reference to that. Occasionally, Mark has made light of his plight because
I make fun of it all the time. I use it towards my advantage.
Right, when you survive something that's that traumatic, what else can you do, right? That's how you win, ultimately, isn't it?
We all saw Snake Eyes, so I mean, we're all in the same boat. Let's not degrade one another. You know, it is what it is. But yeah. But
Rick Shattered Glass Jazz, that's a hell of a last name. I bet elementary school was hell.
And quite a fine gentleman, I might add. He's a very good guy. I'm very lucky to make his acquaintance.
Welcome to the show. I hope you stick around for episodes where Eric is not here.
No,
the internet is so welcoming and lovely.
I paid them for this. This is why.
All right, that's
freshly
fair,
shaven because no won't stubble on your yam sack. But sweet Jesus!
But don't get me started on the clickbait negativity. So much awesome stuff available to us nerds. I don't like the use of the term nerd there because nerds have knowledge that is useful. We're more geeks. We just have knowledge.
And look, on a geeky note though, and regardless of your take on tchotchkes like silver coins from the New Zealand Mint, it's no one stops to think about how good we have it right now. There was a large time there where you were getting shitty 95 cards or 94 cards rather somewhere, or 97 cards falling off of card backs, and you were just happier than a pig in poop to just be able to find something. And now you don't turn it, the feminine products starring Snake Eyes, like holy shit, like they really are getting the brand out there everywhere. It's on everything. Enjoy it. Granted, I'm not buying a $37 5-point of articulation figure, but that's me. And I'm also I'm also not into classified. So I'm a douche like that. I'll just buy the subgroups from classified like I'm doing now. But I really am looking forward to Super 7's line to see what that looks like, because I really want to pay 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks for a figure. That's okay. I'm at that point in my life where I don't need to save for my family or my children. I'm selfish. It's about me.
How old are your kids now, Eric?
5 and 1. So still at the age where I can use them for labor and get them in for free to places. And it's a good age. One's talking back a little bit too much. The other one can't talk back when you punt them across the room. They just giggle. So it's a good time.
Just think how much these new toys will be worth by the time they're going to college.
I'm telling you, the stack of Python Patrol classified figures I have, I'm so glad. For anyone from Hasbro that's watching, thank you for giving me the opportunity to pay full price for those, only to have every Ross, because I'm in Florida, so Ross down here in God's waiting room, all you have are Walgreens and Ross. So they're bountiful down here. And I'm all for supporting the brand and all that jazz, but can we stop ripping me off for shitty Barbies? I shouldn't have to run out to a Gridiron or someone along those lines to make my figure look right or to make it work right. Like, I'm going to go real jaded for a moment as we talk about no negativity, so fucking hypocrite. Metalhead coming out, that classified Metalhead. One would think that if a figure from 1989, 1980, was, yes, good luck putting his missiles in without the effects.
Right.
which is heartbreaking. I shouldn't have to blue tack anything. I shouldn't have to go to folks on the dark web. I mean, on Etsy for gear for that figure. I should just be able to buy it like that, you know? So, my 2 cents. I'm getting off the soapbox.
That's okay. Look, valid criticism is always allowed. You shouldn't.
The
No, it's
missiles
not.
don't fit in.
I just got this today, so I haven't even had
Oh,
a
I'm
chance
sorry,
to open
Jay.
it yet.
I'm a
And,
piece of shit.
but that was
I'm
the
so
first
sorry to
thing.
break the news.
It was the first thing when I opened up my web browser today to get started for the late prep for the show. It was the first thing on there. So I was like, oh,
And I'll forgive my
Yeah,
language,
I mean,
please, for those who may be bothered by them. Horrified. I'm sure I'm going to watch this back and die a little inside every time I curse. So sorry once again.
that's fine.
So basically, the blast effects don't come off the missiles, and that's the only way.
No, they do, my good man. But in order for the missile to actually fit within the socket itself or the launcher, it has to stay connected to that effect. If you try to put the missile inside, it's like, just to give you a visual, me and my ex, you're just dancing in there, buddy. Good luck.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that is disappointing.
I thought you'd enjoy that. I mean, it's now after dark. It's after 10:30. No, it's okay.
You're very well spoken for somebody from the Bronx.
Right.
Imagine that. It's because I had both parents. Statistically, what the hell? And I'm off beige. The numbers are in my favor.
I like how you said we're after 10:30, or what we call halftime.
Right. But while we're on the path of getting out early, why don't we talk about the things that we've gotten in recently? Because Lord knows they've sent out a lot of shit the last few days. So Eric, you're our guest. What have you gotten in lately?
I'm embarrassed. I don't have it here. I don't have my metalhead. I'm looking around like it should be here, but it's still in the mail because Hasbro decided to ship it DHL, or also known as Third World Post. Outside of that, it's been Robo Skull figures, and of course they're all in my back office. I wish I would have been in this room behind me, but that's where the heathen larvae have been.
That's all right.
So yeah, but it's been. I'm an O-ring guy, so it's been mostly O-ring offerings.
How many of those Skeletron figures did you pick up from?
Outside of the kicks, no.
How many of these guys?
I think only 5.
Oh wow!
Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I wanted to get more, and I kept telling myself I'm going to get more, and it was one of those things like, oh yeah, I'll totally go tomorrow, and yeah, that's what I get for being an asshole and cursing again. So sorry, you folks. I'm going to leave it alone now. Nobody cares. They'll look back at the show and then feel bad for me. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, like asshole is okay because it's very equal opportunity. Like you can't be offended by that one. Everybody has an asshole.
Yeah, some pucker more than others.
Ragtime Rob, you got some mail today.
I did. I got Metalhead, so I guess maybe tomorrow when I open them up, I'll be cursing at some missiles.
I'm so sorry, Rob.
That's all right. I was debating, funny thing is I was debating Metalhead, just going, he's like, 90s scrap iron, and I like scrap iron better, but Airborne.
Nice.
You took the box knife back with you. I was expecting it to get a live unboxing.
Yeah, no. I just pulled them out of the. I hadn't even opened up the mailing box that came in. So
it's too much stuff. Lord knows it'll be like last week with the Vamp. You'll be throwing all the accessories all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was just looking over here because I've been buying a bunch of books lately because birthday gift certificate and tax refund. And it was kind of funny. I got completely by accident. All right, Flash: The Silver Age, Volume 2. Green Lantern: The Silver Age, Volume 3. Astro City Metro Book number 4. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection number 5. And guess what number this Fantastic Four is?
4?
6.
6.
That's a weird series to jump around quite like that.
Mm-hmm.
The epics don't come in order. They're weird.
Oh,
like the next one could be something from the 90s.
He's answering the question legitimately. That's no
It's weird. That's like having missiles that don't fit in their launcher.
You know what?
That is That is disappointing, though. But Mark Weber, how about you?
Well, I got the two things that I'm pretty happy about.
Nice.
Got two of these bad boys, so now I have three. The first one came from the law firm of Irizarry and Irizarry, but these two I got myself off Amazon. I think they were like 35 each. It's a lot, but scratch.
It's not terrible.
And the figures themselves are really good. So sometimes if you spend a little extra, but it's for a figure you like, it softens the blow a little bit. And then I think we've all done this. I never even knew this was a thing, right? This is a hardback of some X-Men limited series called X-Men Magneto Testament. And it's a look back at his early days. Magneto's my favorite villain. So I found this on Amazon. Didn't even know it existed. It's like, I don't know, $14 or something. So I popped right on it. Check it out. That's right. It's in the original German. And I read like the first 2 pages because it's about Magneto as a youth. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. They started it actually in German. That's pretty cool. And then I kept flipping it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Why is Cyclops speaking German?
So then you go back to Amazon. You're like, man, this is some bullshit right here. I'm sending this back. And it didn't say that anywhere except right there where it says language German. So,
but hey, $14.
If you came for a Slaughter's Marauders barbecue, I am fresh out. But Fraulein, if you would like an unmöglich book,
he will drop it in their posting sack and just for you.
Have I ever got a deal for you?
Oh, suck. Diana Davis asking, did I get the mega-sized limited edition Batman comic? That I'm not the one to ask about that. That is Racktime Rob's domain. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, the reissue of the limited collector's edition Batman versus Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, sure. Still got the original, so I didn't get the reprint.
There you go.
Yeah, reprints are for suckers that don't have 40 straight years of Batman comics, if not more. Suckers, I'd say. Suckers.
It's amazing the condition that book is in, considering how often I read that thing.
So yeah. Anyways, when I got in, I got Metalhead with his disappointing missiles.
Sorry.
Did you get the variant with the accessories that work?
No,
I don't know yet. I hope so, but I have a feeling. I didn't.
Now with working accessory,
we got Airborne. We got Quick Kick. And again, these showed up just this afternoon, so I haven't even had time to get into them yet. And Big Boa showed up today, so I got a little luckier than Racktime Rob did. For once.
Yeah, I had to get Big Boa from another site because when I got home the day that they put them out, Big Boa was sold out. I know he's since come back.
Why would you put Boa's unmasked helmet as the regular Impact head?
I don't know.
Not his cool helmet on his body.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I need to check and see, is it a helmet or is it another head?
I think it's another head.
It's another head, yeah. Because what was it? Tripwire surprised me in that he's got helmets.
Yeah.
Like I only opened Tripwire a short time ago, and I was not prepared to see different helmets. I thought he just had a second head, and no.
Really? You even futzed around with my Tripwire. You thought that was a helmet?
Yeah. I didn't bother trying to take the helmet off. So, anyways, we also got another little segment we like to run during what we got in. That's right, we're back on the horse. We got a couple in this week. They both showed up. I think it was the day after last week's show, so thanks for that, everybody. But here's 146. He's pretty good. He's okay. He doesn't have his ammo pack. His paint is okay. He's a solid B. And then 147 came with an extra. He too. He's a solid B. But the guy who sent it also sent along this cool single pack display for him. That's
Cool.
resealable. Let me get myself in the big window here. And again, totally unexpected. I did not know that this was part of the purchase, but it's got the Beachhead cover art on it, and you can see him in there hanging around. And then it's even got a reprint of the file card on the back with the flag.
Cool.
Like it's just a neat little display piece. No idea it was coming. So thank you to Tim from Ohio on Beachhead number 147. He's gone and made himself distinctive. And God knows Tim from Ohio has no idea that this is being sent out to him. But what the heck? Well, we do it. It's not what it's for. It's not why we do things. It's the thought that counts. Damn it.
He has a nice house as opposed to that group of questionable bachelors you have.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The squad. Yeah. They live in squalor. Pizza boxes everywhere.
I love that you've gone through all the What's on Joe Mind top shelf segments, and that I've got to fangirl through all of them. So I'm just glad that I'm here wearing a Kokomo shirt and cursing violently.
That's
monetizing as quickly as possible.
Speaking of Kokomo toys, we should probably, I forgot to play the ad, so I guess I should do that now.
Yeah, probably.
That would
be nice.
That would make them happy, I'm sure. I mean, it's one thing. Like if the mayor's mad at you, it's one thing you can recover. But if the boss is mad at you, that's a problem. So we need to make sure that ad gets.
We don't have enough donuts for that.
No.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There we go. That keep everything in station there. Remember too that community calendar is brought to you by Roma Collectibles, the toy store. You can visit them anytime, Springfield, Ohio. They're even open this weekend. They are doing 2 shows, and the shop's going to be open. Ooh. It's the Roma world, and we're just living in it. But they are open Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 7, Sunday, 12 to 5. Always buying, unless you have a stinky cigarette collection, then they may not. But remember, right there in Springfield, Ohio on Upper Valley Pike. So if you're anywhere in or around Dayton, Cincinnati, be sure to stop in and say hey at Roma Collectibles, the toy store. Keep an eye out for the proprietors, though. They will bite. They are rabid. There will be many shots before you are right.
Well, I'm sure they're loving that little promo.
Yep.
I've seen Aaron since we started doing it. He loves it. It helps reestablish that 6 feet of space he likes to keep.
So this week, it's truer than ever. All roads lead to Roma. Yeah.
They do. They are at Great Ohio Toy Show. They are also at WrestleCon here in Indianapolis.
Ooh.
And then the toy store is open itself, so they're in all over the place.
WrestleCon. I didn't know there was a WrestleCon here.
Yeah, it's Friday and Saturday.
They are bringing in so many top wrestlers and also the Young Bucks.
The important thing is you're not bitter.
About what?
I don't know. That's fair enough. It just seemed like a good place to throw that one. Besides, Eric's enjoying us playing the hits, so I needed to get that one in.
That's fair. Check that one off.
And of course, we would be remiss if we did not mention our good friends over at Bandcamp. We're excited to feature this very funny podcast, perfect for anyone who hates censorship. It is called Bandcamp, and the hilarious duo of Jennifer and Dan host it. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place, or why they continue to be banned. This season, they're reading Mark Twain's classic Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, one chapter at a time, out loud. They're almost done, so hang in there. But if you think banning books will lead to a not-so-great future, and it won't, then Bandcamp is for you. Whether you're like Jennifer, curious to read the book for the first time, or like Dan, and a little too lazy to read it for yourself, because you like your reading with a little less reading. You'll love Bandcamp. Look for Bandcamp, that's band with 2 N's, on your favorite podcast player, and subscribe today. Let's all get banned together.
Look, it's Jennifer the redhead, and now Jennifer as Marvel's the leader. Yeah. So good luck. Good luck.
Well, there goes that sponsorship.
Come
right.
on.
That's right out the door. Right?
Especially because I was flashing.
Oh.
That is-
Look, it's nothing. It's nothing personal. I would monkey with the other guy's photo too, but it's not in front of me.
right. It's all the way over here. So
It's all about opportunity.
Dan's picture is all the way in Indiana.
I'd go get Dan, but he's out of my reach.
You just have to flip the screens around, right?
Ooh.
Absorbvids, a Dayton native, says, "Good show tonight. I may need to go check out Roma. You
Yes,
should
you do.
go check out Roma."
Yeah.
Sinner.
Yep.
Jeff Butler asks, Mike, maybe you've mentioned this before and I missed it. What would be the best animal companion for Beachhead? Well, we do have the Master Sergeant over in the collection he's got Polly hanging around with him.
Yeah.
Gotta be a tiger, doesn't it? He's from Auburn.
But I would have to stop and think about it.
He's from Auburn.
Right. But I mean, they lost to Yale, so they're
Okay.
probably not playing up the tiger thing too much.
So a bulldog.
Fair enough. Look, man.
Now you're going to get Diana started. Now you've gone and done that. So thanks for that.
Well, the tournament's half over for me. Once Kentucky and Arizona lose, I'm good. So I'm 50% home.
Oh,
Beachhead needs a gong droid.
that would be okay.
The old power droid. There you go.
Justin Jeffrey getting that one done. Firefly says his only memory of Kokomo, Indiana was getting his figure signed by Brutus Beefcake, seeing the Hammer wrestle drunk. That's Greg Valentine. And seeing the glory of Coco Beware come to the ring with a stuffed parrot on his head. Well, there you go, man. That's a day in Kokomo for you. Eric, you're our guest. You go ahead and do shout-outs first.
Oh, well, shout out to everyone who decided to tag along and come watch the show. Make sure you click subscribe and like and list it in your OnlyFans pages. Whatever you have to do. Just to, on the damn show.
Bringing what's on Joe Mind along for your sexy time.
Yeah. Oh, I do. And it's running my lower back in a tribal tattoo format. But really, shout out to just about everyone who follows me on the port. Thank you. I just do it because I'm an old man still writing a blog in 2024. So the fact that, you bring me along to the bathroom with you is special because I know that's our private time. And I'm happy that you picked me to come along. Shout out to you all for having me on the show. This has been a great time and a lot of fun. And I'm honestly honored for having, been in a pain in your ass in the chat for so long to now sitting here and rubbing elbows with you on being able to kiss Weber's ass about the 50th and all that jazz. It's been a very good time. So thank you much for having me.
I mean, we didn't bring you along because you're a nuisance in the chat. You do provide a benefit to the G.I. Joe community. So
it's
a no-brainer.
That would be known as the nuisance in your chat. What a pain in this is a grown man acting like this in our fucking chat. What's wrong with this guy?
I know I'm cutting you off at the knees because I'm a dick that way. But as I've said in our private correspondence, I'm more embarrassed that it took this long. But you keep retiring and then not retiring. So how am I supposed to know?
It'll happen one day, just like the day I get facial hair. It's all going to come like a swarm at the same time.
Ryan Sweeney also waiting for the day you get facial hair. He says that you are that hot.
Ryan also looks good with a saddle, so that I will leave that there. Yeah,
Rack time, Rob. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Jump on in and kill that dead, Rob. Come on.
Yeah.
Follow that, Rob.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all the people who are now imagining someone in a saddle. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You might not be back next week.
It's Ryan Sweeney who looks good in a saddle, by the way, just so everybody knows.
Right, but no, if you have to put a mental picture to it, think Mr. Garrison, South Park.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm sure at some point on that show he's had a saddle. All right, so there you go.
Oh yes, my other tattoo.
Mark, you're doing Mr. Mackey. That's a different guy.
What? That's not Mr. Garrison. Okay.
No, okay is Mr. Mackey.
Wow. Okay.
It's the counselor. Mr. Garrison was the teacher with the puppet on his hand.
Yeah, I thought he was MK guy. It's been a while.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, Rob, go ahead.
That's like I said. Thanks to the chat. Thanks to Eric for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I don't know. Thanks to the mailman.
All right, we're losing Rob. Mark Weber.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to two of the coolest orders I filled this week. One was to a legit John McClane. That's awesome. Not spelled the same, but it typed the same.
Did you send him shoes?
Today I sent a whole tin full of like 1,000 weapons to a James Barnes, which if you put 2 and 2 together is the Winter Soldier. So that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about both of those this week.
You may be aiding and abetting. You can be careful.
You know what?
Right. Check his programming.
I'm just here to help. What is it? Trolley car, submarine. And then and to Jordan Montgomery, the future Yankee. You made a good choice. That's what I'm here for.
Did that happen?
No, but it will.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Because we do have enough time left over to give us some Yankees beat.
Yeah, the once and future Yankee.
Eric, you're a Yankee of about our age. Who was your favorite growing up?
Ooh, growing up, it was either David Cohn, Don Mattingly, Jeter. But of course, those are all the cliche things. But yeah, then oddly enough, I grew up right off the street from the stadium. I was on the Grand Concourse. So classy neighborhood, especially in the late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
But yeah, those three.
So what you're trying to say here is Claudell Washington. That's what you're trying to say.
In so many words.
Yeah.
Look, he was a good Yankee. He wasn't there for very long.
Yeah.
Wasn't there for a long time, but he was there for a good time. Anyways.
I like Mel Hall, and he's still rounding third on that last homer he hit. So
no, I think the police picked him up. I think that's what you're waiting on.
The same thing is he got passed by Bobby Meacham running home, and
and Carlton Fisk got them both.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I would go ahead and reiterate Rob's shout out to our live chat. Thank you so much for joining us, as most of you do every week. We appreciate that. Dustin Jeffrey says UL Washington better than Claudell Washington. No.
Whoa.
No. I mean, better name, because there's never been a UL Washington. There's never been a UL anything. But Claudell Washington, good ball player.
He's been sucked in by the allure of the toothpick.
Too soon.
Right.
UL just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Or did he?
He did.
That's too bad.
I know.
But shout out to UL Washington. But he clearly, Dustin Jeffrey is a Royals fan, because they're the only people that remember him.
He probably wants Frank White.
More than likely. If you're catching us on recording, we appreciate you too. All of you, please do the cool Facebook thing if you're on Facebook. Give the thumbs up, or give us a heart, or give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. If you're catching us on the YouTubes, be sure to click the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Do all the cool YouTube things. That's the only way we grow this sucker is from you guys. You know, we can only do so much ourselves. We're counting on you. Please, just a couple extra clicks. It's not too much to ask. If you got a couple extra bucks, we do have a coffee page set up. The link to that is down below. Remember, if you pledge $1 a month, that's all it takes is $1 a month. That does get your name in our closing credits at the end of the show, as well as a funny nickname, which, you know, I'll let you determine it if you want it. There's a few of them in there that I won't change, but there's a few of them in there that really, really suck, and I wish people would tell me what they wanted instead. Because I don't know most of you guys. I can't come up with great nicknames for people I don't know. I can't. Although I'll tell you, I'm never going to change GD Lake. That is always going to be full of GD fish.
Yeah.
Not changing. And what was the other one, Mark? What was the other one I was super proud of? I forget.
Wasn't there a Duran Duran reference that was pretty good?
There is. Julian Wolf is hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's the one that you like the best.
Big fan.
And Chaz the Guru says that we need the leak classified list for 2025. We're trying, dude. Believe me, I still work those old contacts. They just don't have anything to tell me anymore. The whole process is different now. So
yeah, I used to
we
act
ruined
over so
it.
many guys on Craigslist.
I'm telling you, we're getting a classified Norman Fell and Don Knotts, so we have a Three's Company landlord off.
Perfect.
We
In
ruined
Tiger Force.
all of it.
And then they're going to repaint him as the Tiger Force Mr. Limpet. Oh,
Give a shout out to our wonderful friends at Kokomo Toys. We'll sing the theme song real quick, so Eric can show off his T-shirt.
Earn my keep.
Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys.
It's placed in Indiana.
I don't know where that came from, but that's old. That's going back a ways. But also give a shout out to our good friend Brian Lower, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, who is normally our lead-in, but he just spent the last week and a half in parts abroad. So congratulations to him on making it home in one piece.
he's just back from Heathrow, bruv.
And of course, if you're catching us on audio only on our Podbean site, be sure to leave us a review. We appreciate that from you. The Podbean, you audio guys, I didn't think you were out there anymore, but every time I screw up and get it up late or whatever, that I hear about it. So I appreciate you guys being there. Be sure at some point though to head over to YouTube and just give us a subscribe while you're over. You don't have to keep. You just kind of make yourself counted. But that's what we got. We're bringing it in under 2 hours. Who'd have thought? We need to have uninteresting guests more often.
Oh,
yeah, I'm happy to do that for you. I'm happy to be a part of that achievement. Kokomo Toys.
Right. That is not true. Thank you so much for joining us, Eric. We really appreciate it. And like I said,
so much for having me.
I'm embarrassed it took this long to get you in.
I'm embarrassed it took you to 11 o'clock to bust my balls. We could have been this lively 2 fucking hours ago. I'm so sorry to everybody watching. Get your money back.
Well, I tried. I tried, but
yeah, you did drop a shit there at the 6-minute mark, and I was really typing to people like I won that bet. Chaz, I'll see you soon. I want my money. No.
Ironically, Duke dropped one at the 26-minute mark, as I recall. But
I think so. Isn't that where he got killed though?
No,
I'm sorry, fell into a coma.
That's exactly right. But I heard he's going to be A-okay.
He'll be just fine. That's all we got. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. We'll be back next week at 9:05 here on the Superstation with another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Be sure to stay tuned for Atlanta Braves baseball. We'll be back with you for another episode of the TeamStream here on the What's on Joe Mind YouTube channel. Have a great rest of the week, and yo, Joe.
Beer.